In a small town nestled between misty mountains, there lived a boy named Aryan. From a young age, Aryan had one dream: to become a scientist and invent something that could change the world. But life, as it often does, had other plans. Aryan's family was poor. His father worked as a daily wage laborer, and his mother stitched clothes to make ends meet. They barely managed to put food on the table. Education was a luxury they couldn't afford. But Aryan was different. He had fire in his eyes and an unshakable belief in his dreams. Every evening, after helping his father at work, Aryan would sneak into a small bookstore near his house. The owner, an old man named Mr. Sharma, noticed the boy's curiosity and allowed him to read as much as he wanted. Aryan devoured books on physics, chemistry, and mathematics, losing himself in the world of knowledge. But dreams don't come easy. At school, Aryan faced humiliation. His uniform was torn, his shoes had holes, and he couldn't afford textbooks. Some students mocked him, calling him the poor scientist. Teachers often overlooked him, assuming he wouldn't amount to much. But Aryan didn't let their words break him. Instead, he used them as fuel. One day, the school announced a science competition. The winner would get a scholarship to one of the best schools in the country. For Aryan, this was more than a competition. It was a chance to change his destiny. He had no money for materials, so he collected discarded wires, broken bulbs, and scraps from garbage bins to build his project, a mini wind turbine that could generate electricity from slow-moving winds. Day and night, he worked, failing repeatedly. His hands bore cuts, his eyes burned with exhaustion, but he refused to quit. The night before the competition, a storm hit his town. The shed where Aryan kept his project collapsed, destroying everything he had built. Tears welled in his eyes. Months of effort had been wiped away in seconds. He could hear the echoes of people who doubted him. He had two choices: give up or start over. Aryan made his choice. With only a few hours left, he worked relentlessly, rebuilding his model under the dim glow of a streetlight. His fingers trembled, his body ached, but his spirit refused to break. The next day, standing among wealthy students with expensive, polished projects, Aryan placed his rough, rebuilt wind turbine on the table. Some laughed at its crude appearance, but when he switched it on, the small blades spun gracefully, lighting up a tiny bulb. The judges were stunned. Aryan had done something extraordinary, not just building a project, but proving the power of persistence. He won the competition, but more than the prize, he had won something greater: respect, recognition, and a ticket to a better future. Years later, Aryan became a renowned scientist, working on renewable energy solutions for underprivileged communities. When asked about his journey, he always smiled and said, "Talent and intelligence matter, but persistence is what shapes your destiny." Dreams are not defined by circumstances, but by determination. The world may doubt you, obstacles may break you, but if you persist, you will rise.